I popped my drone cherry tonight. I left the house in pajamas. I was feeling such FOMO, like I'm talking about this stuff that I don't understand. I haven't seen it. I need to see it for myself. Here's what it's like. So first of all, you just will see the lights and then you'll see something that's stopped. Like it's unusual. It's not flying. It's just hovering. The word hovering is legit. And it's giving a little bit like Starship Enterprise, like how that thing that's that shape, right? That's just like sitting there, but it's gigantic. Emilio.
Imagine stepping outside your house late at night, only to find a massive glowing object hovering silently above the trees, bigger than a car and eerily still. No, this isn't a sci-fi movie. It's Bethenny Frankel's latest obsession, and the truth might be more shocking than fiction. Is it a secret government project, or are we on the brink of uncovering something otherworldly? Let's dive into the full story, because you won't believe what's really going on. It all started when Bethenny Frankel, reality TV star turned investigative adventurer, decided she couldn't sit on the sidelines anymore.
There's a public push for legislation after a rise in mysterious drone activity over the East Coast. A federal investigation is now underway, but as Naomi Ruckham tells us, the Department of Homeland Security says there's no evidence of a current threat to public safety.
Reports of mysterious drones, not your everyday recreational toys, but massive, ominous objects, had been flooding in from all over the Northeast. Bethenny's curiosity got the better of her, and what followed was a series of jaw-dropping encounters that she documented in real time. I popped my drone cherry tonight, Bethenny confessed in a now viral video, her excitement barely contained. Armed with her phone, pajamas, and determination, she set out to see one of these enigmatic objects for herself. What she found wasn't just a drone, it was a phenomenon. Bethenny described seeing lights hovering in the sky, their movements too precise and deliberate to be anything ordinary. It's not flying, it's just hovering, she explained, comparing the sight to something straight out of Star Trek, and she wasn't alone in her astonishment. Her driver, Emilio, was equally taken aback, describing the object as bigger than a car, with an 8-foot wingspan, essentially the size of a small bus. But the weirdness didn't stop there. As they got closer, the object seemed to dissolve into the fog, blinking ominously. It's like the minute you try to approach it, it just disappears, Bethenny said, her voice tinged with both awe and frustration. Since December, reports of similar sightings had surged, with people describing multiple drones, sometimes 8 or 10, hovering ominously in the night sky. These weren't just isolated incidents, they were a pattern, and Bethenny wasn't about to dismiss it as coincidence. Something is definitely going on, she insisted in one of her 10 videos uploaded over 3 days. But what? That's where the theories come in, and trust me, they're as wild as you'd expect. Bethenny revealed that she had spoken to a contact
Guy whose father worked with the Pentagon and NASA and like secret projects, and he has been messaging me that he will never forgive himself if he doesn't tell the people that he knows that for a month he's been watching this situation. And now, several days ago, before it became a discussion in the mainstream media, that these drones are ours and that they could very possibly be sniffing out something very dangerous, some missing dangerous W from the war, and that areas that coincide with where the drones have been seen have spiked in radiation. So he said it's time to think about where I am and that I might want to go somewhere with my dog.
Whose father worked with the Pentagon and NASA on top secret projects. According to this insider, radiation spikes in specific areas. And get this, he even suggested Bethenny consider relocating for her safety. Adding fuel to the fire, Bethenny noted that mainstream media was curiously silent on the matter. While Fox News touched on the subject, other networks barely acknowledged it. People's accounts are being taken down for talking about this on X, formerly Twitter, she claimed. This media blackout only deepened Bethenny's suspicion. Was the government hiding something? Were these drones part of a covert operation? Or was this all a massive coincidence? The lack of clear answers was unsettling. Undeterred, Bethenny doubled down on her quest, driving through foggy woods in Rye, New York.
Gigantic, like it was like a spaceship, and it was big, but like it dissolves in the fog and you get close to it and it's just blinking lights. They're so ominous. And then we thought we saw another one, but it felt like that one was like running away, which doesn't make any sense. But they're insane. This is crazy. We're shook by how big they are. Gigantic. Like it's just like, it's big. It's probably the size of, I don't know, like it is the size of a bus. They're big. It's like a small spaceship. That's what it looks like. Crazy. How? Whoa.
She spotted another drone. It's huge, she gasped, appeared, like spaceship huge. But as she approached, it vanished again, leaving her with more questions than answers. Her determination to uncover the truth was palpable. "We're not sleeping until we see one up close," she vowed, comparing the experience to her trip to Costa Rica, where she hunted for monkeys until the very last meal. "I'm seeing this through," she declared. At this point, you might be wondering, what's the big deal about some oversized drones? Well, let's break it down. These aren't your run-of-the-mill quadcopters. They're massive, eerily quiet, and seem to defy logic. Some speculate they're government surveillance tools. Others think they're part of a secret defense operation. And then there's the wildcard theory, extraterrestrial activity. Bethenny herself hinted at this, comparing the sightings to Stranger Things. "Unless the world is playing a joke on me," she said, "something very eerie is happening." As of now, authorities have provided little clarity. President Biden addressed the reports, dismissing them as nothing nefarious, and attributing the sightings to an increase in authorized drone activity. But for those who've seen the drones up close, Bethenny included, this explanation feels insufficient. Meanwhile, Bethenny's videos continue to spark debate online. Her followers are divided, with some praising her bravery and others dismissing her claims as sensationalism. But one thing's for sure, she's got people talking. So what's the takeaway here? Are these drones just a quirky phenomenon, or are they the tip of the iceberg in a much larger mystery? Bethenny's story reminds us of one thing: sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction. Whether it's a secret government project, a tech experiment gone rogue, or something from another world, one thing's clear: this story isn't over. Stay tuned, because with Bethenny on the case, we're bound to get more answers, or at least more questions. And who knows, the next time you step outside at night, you might just find yourself looking up at the sky, wondering what's really out there.